Hello there, my name is Charles, and I'm the film punk. Now you might be wondering, what's a film punk? Well, just a guy with an undying love for movies. And speaking of movies, 2 weeks ago we got a movie that we have been waiting all our lives. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. Seriously, were we asking for a sequel for that movie? I am, of course, talking about Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Yeah, two greatest superheroes ever put on the comic panel on the big screen going against each other. And how did the movie turn out? Now, this video is filled with spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie already, what the hell is wrong with you? Go watch the movie and decide for yourself whether you like it or not. Now, when we got that out of the way, let's get to it. So, how did I feel after watching this movie? I mean, I don't hate it, but then again, I don't love it. But that's the problem. Two of the greatest superheroes ever put on the comic panel, and the movie was just meh. I mean, it was supposed to be the most cinematic, orgasmic experience put onto the big screen. But I came out with more questions than answers. Why did Lex Luthor have the metahuman files and did nothing about it? Why does Superman hate Batman? Why did Batman chase after the goons when he already has a tracker in their truck? Why did Superman stop Batman from chasing the goons, letting them escape? Why is Aquaman posing for the camera? Why does Doomsday look like a failed CGI from Lord of the Rings? Why didn't Superman pass the kryptonite spear to Batman or Wonder Woman? Why did they have to cram in the death of Superman into this movie? Why? Why? Sorry. You see, I want to love this movie a lot. I'm a huge fan of these two superheroes, but I ended up just liking the movie. The movie had moments of greatness. When the movie was good, it nailed it. And when the movie was bad, well, yeah, it's like that. So, after watching this movie twice, I have decided to fix this movie. Here are my 7 ways to fix Batman v Superman. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, who the hell is this guy to fix Batman v Superman? You see, I'm just a budding filmmaker who wants his 2 favorite superheroes to get the movie they deserve. And now that said, let's get on to it. Number 7. Remove Doomsday and Wonder Woman out of the movie. What? Did he just say remove Wonder Woman from this movie? Now, before you stop this video and report me to YouTube, let me just stop you right there. Hear me out. Listen, I think Wonder Woman was awesome in this movie. Her entrance in the scene was worth the ticket price alone. But when you have a movie titled Batman v Superman and the crowd goes wild for Wonder Woman, you clearly have a problem. Besides, her subplot has nothing to do with the story. You can remove all of Wonder Woman's scene and the movie would still end up the way it is. And besides, it would make more sense for Superman to die. I mean, like, why didn't he just pass the spear to Wonder Woman? I'm sorry, I can't help it. I can't get over that. And as for Doomsday, couldn't they just have saved him for Justice League or something? I mean, this guy defeated the whole of Justice League, and then Superman had to defeat him, and that cost him his life. And in this movie, he was just Lex Luthor's henchman? I mean, why couldn't you get Metallo instead? Number 6. Can you please make Lex's plan less complicated? So, let's review Lex's plan. He wanted to show the world that Superman is not all that good, so he sends Bruce Wayne, who he somehow knows is Batman, his former employee's check with provoking messages, and kidnaps Martha Kent so both of them would end up fighting, and was also creating Doomsday so that it will kill Superman. What happens if Batman killed Superman? What happens to Doomsday then? Instead of having this elaborately complicated plan, why not have his henchman Metallo, yes, I'm going with Metallo, not Doomsday, stage a crime scene as if Supes did it, provoking Batman into thinking Superman has murdered, and they both fight. Wouldn't that be easier? You know, this plan is so easy, it's like eating a cookie straight from my hand. That's good. Instead, Lex's plan in this whole movie was like this. Come here, cookie, come to my mouth. Wow, Superman. Number 5. Less fan servicing and more coherent storytelling. Hey, remember The Dark Knight Returns? We have a scene just like that in the movie. Cool. Remember Flashpoint Paradox? Yeah, we have a scene of Flash going through time just like in the comic books. Remember the Injustice video games? You know, I haven't actually played that game yet. Yeah, we have a dream sequence setting up for that storyline. Oh, and here's the cherry top of the cake. Remember the death of Superman? What have you done? Yeah, we managed to cram that into the last act of the movie. What the f? Look, I love fan servicing when it's done right. Remember the scene from The Dark Knight Rises?
What's going on with the lights?
Can't be. Boy, you are in for a show tonight, son.
Yeah, that was taken from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Remember Cap's shield in the background in Iron Man? Yeah, that's a subtle reference to the Avengers. The movie had loads of fan servicing that it confuses normal moviegoers. You and I know that the guy wanting Bruce is the Flash. You and I know that the desert's dream sequence was from the Injustice, but normal moviegoers do not know that. And you're confusing most of them. I'm tired of explaining to people, telling them, you would enjoy this movie better if you just read the comic books. You see, any movie being adapted from any medium should stand on its own. The reason why Lord of the Rings work is that because I can recommend this movie to any of my friends without asking them to read the book, and they would still follow the story. Would they be a fan? Maybe not, but they could still follow the story. They will still enjoy. They could still understand what's going on. Sadly, I can't say the same thing for this movie. Number 4. Could you please focus on one story instead of 5? Let's see. There's the story of Batman wanting to destroy Superman because he sees him as a threat, and Superman wanting to stop Batman because... Then there's the story of the government wanting Superman to answer to the people. Then we have Wonder Woman wanting to infiltrate Lex Luthor's computer so she can get a picture of her. Then there's the vision of the future when Superman turns evil. Then there's the unnecessary creation of Doomsday. There's just too many things going on in this movie. The movie is called Batman v Superman. Focus on the V! The V! Number 3. Make the motivation between Batman and Superman's rivalry clearer. Alright, Batman hates Superman because he sees him as a threat, because he destroyed half of Metropolis battling Zod. And Superman wants to stop Batman because he's a vigilante? What? I mean, I get where Batman's coming from. I mean, he sees him as a threat, so he needs to destroy him and stuff like that. But Superman just comes off as a hypocrite. I mean, isn't he himself a vigilante in this movie? In the comics, both superheroes have a clash of ideology. It's like the Americans and the Soviets during the Cold War. I mean, both saw each other as a threat, but there was no large-scale fighting between them. Unless one went rogue, that is. So it was out of Batman's character to just wanting to kill Superman when he knows for a fact that Superman's actually helping people. I'm sure he saw that news. I'm sure he would watch the news. He was watching the news at one point. So he just comes off as xenophobic. I mean, that's Lex's characteristic. Come to think about it, Bruce Wayne made a better Lex than Lex did. Number 2. The Martha scene. Alright, here comes the most controversial part of the list. Some of you love it, some of you went, really? I was the latter. I'll explain why. In this movie, Batman has been planning to kill Superman for 2 years. 2 freaking years! And all that it takes for him to change his mind was that both of their mother's name is Martha. I mean, I understand how it works. Batman is tormented by his mother's death and saying that he doesn't want Martha to die, so he wants to save this Martha. I kinda get it, but it was just not strong enough. I even had people arguing, saying, oh, so you accept the fact that Bucky has a change of heart in Winter Soldier when Cap says,
Because I'm with you to the end of the line.
But you couldn't accept that Batman changes his mind when Superman says, save Martha? Shame on you! Now let me tell you why the Bucky scene works and why the Batman scene didn't really work, for me at least. You see, throughout Winter Soldier, we see Bucky as this tormented guy who's struggling to find his true identity, and whenever he encounters Cap, he kinda remembers who he is, only to get brainwashed. And Cap is always trying to reach out to him throughout the movie. So when Cap says this and he has a change of heart, it made more sense. The whole movie was building up to that. Batman v Superman, however, Batman has no soft spot for Superman. He has nothing but anger and a hatred for this man because he destroyed half of Metropolis. But with just one magic word, save Martha, he just changes his mind, which... Sorry, it just doesn't work for me. There's better ways to handle this. I mean, why not have Metallo, yes, I'm still going with Metallo instead of Doomsday, have Metallo pummel Superman as he's trying to save this couple. And he distracts Metallo just enough for the couple to run to their kid, and Batman, witnessing this, realizes that Superman actually saved his kid from being Batman, from being Bruce Wayne, from taking the path that he chose. He realizes that he would give his life in order to save humanity. And that's when he found newfound respect for Superman. And he goes in and stops Metallo. You know, don't you think that works better? Visual storytelling? And the number one, make the metahuman file the MacGuffin of the movie. What is MacGuffin, you ask? Well, according to Wikipedia, it is a plot device in the form of some goal, desired object, or other motivator that the protagonist pursues. Remember how Lex had a metahuman file lingering in his computer and he did nothing about it? Why not have us two superheroes go after that file? I mean, Lex could brag to the government saying that I have found the weapon, the information that I need to destroy Superman, and Batman can go, I must find this file so I can use it against Superman if he turns rogue. And Superman goes, well, I have to get that file or else I'm screwed. I mean, keep us in suspense. Don't tell us what's inside the metahuman files just yet. And in the end of the movie, reveal us what's inside of the file. Don't you think there's a better way to reveal the Justice League than, I don't know, Wonder Woman opening up an email, which is totally shoehorned, lazy, screenwriting 101. Just saying. So those are 7 ways how you could fix Batman v Superman. Now before you call me a DC hater, let me just explain why I made this video. You see, I don't want to be a fan that consumes anything or everything that DC or Warner Brothers churns. I want to be a fan that loves good movies. When a movie's not good, I gotta admit that it's not good. But when it's good, I'll be the first one to recommend it to you all. Batman v Superman, it's not a terrible movie. It's a movie with great potential, great ideas, great question ask, great action piece, awesome look. But it's just a cluster mess. And that's the problem. It's just 70% setup, 30% story. I just wanted a movie with a good story. And we both know these two deserve better. Well, we can all just hope for the best for future DC movies, so looking forward to Suicide Squad. Well, that's it from me, and if you like what you just saw, subscribe to my channel. Ciao!